Hey guys, we good?
I'll count it down. All right, five,
Okay.
four, three, two.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the second episode of VietMenClub. Um, First and foremost, I just want to say thank you to everyone who um, watched our first episode and provide us with your feedback, whether directly on the channel or via text messages. We really appreciate you guys, taking the time and watch the video, and give us your comment. We're working on improving it, as you can see. What can you see? Can they see? Can they see all the new equipment? No, yeah, all the new
Dude,
equipment we got. Thanks
cameras.
to Alex.
Our
He,
microphone.
yeah,
Lights.
he put in a lot of work to make sure that we have the right equipment this time. So hopefully, you can hear us better. I think the audio was one of the issues that we had with our first episode. Brian?
I think honestly, I could relate back. It's just that mainly the audio, but it looks like we've already fixed it.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't been here for the whole week, and y'all have been fixing it all up. So
Yeah,
I got nothing.
This is exciting, man. Like I feel
Yeah.
very professional right now. So
This is like a legit
um,
studio,
yeah.
like how we have it set up right now.
This is
It's
great.
fantastic.
This is great. So just real quick, Alex, will you grab me that bottle of alcohol behind you there? Because so last time at the beginning of the show, I told you guys that for each of the each time that we get together, we're gonna sip on something good. It's good for our body, it's good for our soul, it's good for our spirits, because that's what we're here to do, right? But we ended up having too much fun, and I totally forgot to give you guys a feedback on the alcohol that we drank last time. So again, this is the bottle. Is this a good view, Alex?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So this is a Texas brand bourbon whiskey. Oh, and by the way, what we are trying to do is that we're only sampling alcohol that are in the price range of $40 or less. This one right here is $27.99, and I have to tell you, it was a really, really good bottle. It's worth every penny. So if you want something cheap and good, this is it. You guys agree?
Yeah, after we finished the podcast, just to start off, we actually finished the bottle.
Yeah.
Like I think we drank all the way until like 2 or 3 in the morning,
Yeah, and then some.
and then some.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was a good time. It was the bottle was
IT
great.
department decided to throw a party. Like for real, bro.
It was a good time. It was
Yeah,
a super
so-
good time. The actual drink itself, it was super smooth.
Yes.
Like it went down really nice.
Yeah. Yeah,
We
and it
never
has a
had-
really nice flavor too. And again,
Yes.
you can't really go wrong. Oh, by the way, it goes down pretty smooth. And I don't mean to sound like I'm an alcoholic, but like the more I drank that, the smoother it got. I'm not an alcoholic, guys. I'm just enjoying the
Hey,
good
you don't
stuff,
have to
man.
be an alcoholic to enjoy, a drink.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess the IT department is
It's
still in the
just-
partying mood, man.
We're still drinking good.
What we got today is Campo Azul. Oh wait, why am I holding it here? I thought this was a camera. I've been drinking. So this is a another bottle that we decided to try by the recommendation of the salesperson at one of our local liquor store called Specs. This one was 32. Was it $32? $32.99?
Yeah, I think that's with the tax. I think
Something
it's
like that.
$29.99
It was below
with tax
35
plus
for
tax.
sure. So if you got $35 and you want to buy a pretty bottle, well, I can't, because I can't say anything about the quality yet until we sample it tonight. But the bottle looks good. She says she had it multiple times and it was good, so we trust her. So let's crack it open and get the party started. That'll make Alex happy. That's how we pay Alex, by the way. So I think whenever we stop doing our podcast, we're gonna have to pay for Alex to go to counseling or something, or whatever, AA meeting.
Send him-
you know
send
what I
him to
mean?
AA.
Yeah. Oh, hey, IT assistant, come on, man. What you got your glass? Oh,
Where's
you
your
got,
glass?
you got the chips here? He's behind. You got him in the camera?
No,
Yeah.
this one.
Hey.
Mm.
Can you make a special appearance so people can see
Go behind the couch.
who you are? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, Here is our IT assistant, very important person to our whole team here. Just so you guys know, he does a lot of work. That's where he's eating right now.
Lot of cheerleading.
Lot of
cheerleading.
Man, yeah. Lot of work. He gets the first drink too. You want ice? I brought you guys some ice. Is that?
Neat. That's what I'm talking about. Look, Alex is now he's drinking his alcohol neat.
I know, man.
It just took one podcast to get that right. Just took one podcast. By the way, I love having a lot of my drinks like sipping drinks. Neat. No ice. Unless it's like a mixed cocktail or something. I'd for sure.
Give me yours.
For sure. Some ice cubes in a cocktail, but not in
and by the way,
drink.
you know, we had a couple of comments about our whiskey glasses last time. I got new ones. Okay, so cheers to you guys.
For all the
I did
snobs,
this for you.
All the whiskey snobs.
Yes. These guys are spoiled, man. I'm telling you, because look,
Ooh.
not only that they get to have to drink, I make sure to get them a plate of fruit every time they're here.
Snacks.
Yeah. See?
Snacks.
They're spoiled. All right, cheers, guys.
Cheers, Tim.
Cheers.
Cheers
Thanks for being here.
To
This is exciting.
to the start of our second episode.
Yeah, to the start of our
Cheers,
second
boys.
episode, to continue a conversation that we were having last time. What did we end our conversation on? I think you were talking about your relationship, I believe.
Oh yes, with I think I was talking about my relationship with my family. That I think is what we left off of, right? I don't know if we were.
Was it that? Do you remember?
Do you remember?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's skip that. I think we had enough of that. I want to talk a little bit about your
like my romantic relationship.
yeah,
I would love to
romantic.
get
Is
into
that
that.
okay?
Yes,
Because
absolutely.
I tell you something, Brian, and like you are much younger than me. He is much younger than me. Damn it. But anyway, I respect the things that you're doing. I think you are a very responsible person, for someone in your age group. I admire, your focus and your dedication to your family. So I would like to talk about that a little bit, because not so many people your age can be that responsible.
Yeah.
I think for me, I had my son pretty early. I had my son when shortly after I turned 20, my first year in college. Well, I didn't go to college right away, obviously. But yeah, so I try to be, as responsible as possible. But compared to Brian, I think he's a lot more responsible. And I don't know when the last time someone told you that what you're doing is a good example and you should be, recognized for that. So,
Actually, to start off of that, actually,
okay.
the first person to ever say that to me was after my son was born.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it was like maybe a couple weeks after my mom came by to the house.
Yeah.
And at least for me, I don't know how it is for you, but my mom didn't praise me a lot for a lot of things. She didn't give me a lot of pat on the backs, if you could say.
Okay. Yeah.
I never received a lot of that from her.
Yeah.
And that was the first time she ever said to me that I was a good father and a good husband.
Mm-hmm.
Never in my life have I heard her say anything very much so like along the lines of like, oh, good job on your grades, or good job on getting a house, or good job on this, or I never got any of that.
Yeah.
If anything, she's like, don't forget, if you buy a house, you need to do this and this and this and this and this, right?
Right.
And that was the first time I ever heard something like that. And but yeah, I like let's get into it, man. I would love to start.
That's awesome. And so let me ask you, like, how do you get um, how do you start thinking about becoming, I think we kind of talked about that a little bit, but like, so I'm asking you this question just like pertaining to your relationship, right?
Yeah.
So when did you start thinking? How long and how long did you guys go out? You and your
Serena?
wife?
Yeah, we've been going out since 2017.
Okay.
We started dating in January of 2017. And we got married in 2020. And
Okay, so you dated her for 3 years.
before we got married.
Okay, okay. So when did you know that she was the person that you want to get married to?
Probably, honestly, probably a year and a half to about 2 years in is when I started to realize that this person actually might be my wife in the future, or my future spouse.
Okay.
Um,
What were the signs?
oh man, there was a lot. Funny enough, I could specifically remember too. Um, she was very focused on family values, and I was like, I always wanted something like that. I felt like that's not something I never had. Like my family was kind of broken up, like I've talked in the last episode, and it was very difficult to find someone that had like my idea of a perfect family, and so
Okay.
she had something like that.
Okay.
So that's one thing from her, and then the other
Okay.
thing from her was she was she was very independent.
Okay.
And I love that about. That's one of my things to check off my list, if that
Right,
makes sense
right,
for
right.
women.
Yeah.
And she was very independent. She did a lot of things on her own. She was financially responsible at the time. I mean, right now we're a little bit, in a limbo of doing
That's
little
okay.
things, but
You're
hey,
making good
it's
money now.
making
You can
good money.
spoil her. That's what it is. That's all right.
Exactly. So, but she was financially responsible. She was very independent. She didn't rely on her parents for anything. She didn't rely on anybody for anything.
Yeah.
Much less myself when we
That's
were dating
nice.
too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I saw that, and we kind of bounced off each other like
Okay.
all the time, and it was super nice to have someone to work parallel towards a goal versus having to carry somebody to
Yeah.
a goal. So that's what I felt was like, I love this, and I was like, I want to take this further, and I was hoping that she felt the same about it.
Right.
So of course it was perfect. It, played out the way it did, and now we're married and we have our son.
How did you first approach her?
Oh,
Because
so
she is 4 years older than you,
she
right?
is 4 years older than me.
So you were again 20. What? How old were you when you met her?
When I met her, I think I was 19, about to be 20.
Okay. Okay. And did you know that she was older than you before you approached her?
At the time, I knew she was older than me, but I didn't know she was 4 years older than me.
Okay. You guys
So-
were just going to the same school?
Yes, so we
Okay.
were both in college. I was currently in a pre-med program, and she was in nursing school, and both of the schools were in the same building
Okay.
at our college. And so to start the story, I tell this story for everybody too, because the first time I saw her and I met her, I was like, man, she's really cute. She didn't wear any makeup. She was lugging around a rolling backpack because she had
Okay.
so many books for nursing
Right.
school.
Right.
And I remember sitting in the library with my friends. So the backstory is I had a friends that I was like third wheeling with.
Yeah.
They were dating, they were happy. And I wasn't really looking for an intimate relationship at the time. I was just kind of like, I wanted to get through school. I wanted to be established before I became somebody that somebody would be interested in.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'll get around to that point at some point. And they just kept bringing girls and women at like, hey, let's go do this, let's go do that. Hey, you want to go to the club and go party? I'm like, sure, but I'm not interested in anybody, And they kept going until one day they're like, hey, they knocked on my dorm door and they're like, hey, do you want to just come study with us?
Yeah.
I'm like, sure. I thought nothing of it because it wasn't
Right.
like something crazy.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, we're just gonna go study. And my friend's girlfriend at the time, her name was Krista, and so he was like, Krista is gonna bring someone to study with, just a heads up. So
Okay.
nothing crazy, nothing big.
Right.
And I knew they were pulling strings, bro.
Right.
So we get to the library, and she is super cute. Like I was like, wow, she's so chill, super nice, super polite. I was like, this is weird.
Yeah.
I haven't met someone like this yet.
Yeah.
And
You felt like Usher, huh?
I felt
That one
ooh.
song. What's that one song by Usher?
Oh,
You know, one of the.
I know what you're talking about, though.
Look at you. Okay.
Bro, I felt, dude, just like that. And my friends left,
Yeah.
so it was just her and I.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we were just talking and having a conversation. We had a bit of a moment together, and then we parted ways. Nothing continued after that.
Yeah.
A couple times I saw her every now and then. It wasn't a big deal. Christmas of that year, so 2016 Christmas. The college hosts big Christmas parties every year. We go to so my buddies and I, a lot of us are pre-gaming, and I don't encourage underage drinking, just a heads up, but I was at the time,
You didn't have to say nothing. I mean, nobody needed to know.
Hey, that time was that time. But we were pre-gaming so hard, and I was so over the top.
Yeah.
We take an Uber to this place. It's off of Main Street downtown, and the club is upstairs.
Okay.
No elevator, by the way.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, I'm screwed. We had to walk up the stairs, and I was like trying to balance myself all the way upstairs, and get to the top. They made sure that you were a student, or alumni of the college.
Yeah.
They let us in, and I saw these three girls all sitting together. There is the girl on her. There's three in the middle, and the girl to the left, and there's a girl to the right. I was so drunk, I did not recognize Serena. She had a lot of makeup on. She looked really cute, and I was like, man, she's good looking. You
were drunk,
and
boy.
I was drunk. I was really drunk. Okay, and Serena to this day, she will tell you, yeah, Brian was drunk when he fell in love with me. That kind of deal.
Yeah.
The next day, I asked my friends, I was like, hey, who's that girl who was sitting on that couch between the...
Okay, so you weren't that drunk then. She still got your attention.
Yeah, I still had it right here, bro, right
all
here.
Right.
So I was like, hey, who's that girl that was sitting? He's like, bro, that's Serena. You saw her. We studied with her a couple of days ago. A couple months back.
Yeah.
I was like, no, there's no way.
Yeah.
And they were screwing with me, and they're like, hey, she slipped her phone number in your jean pockets.
Nice.
I was like, no, they were playing me, bro.
Yeah.
Anyways, all that happened, and then I eventually kind of went out on a limb, and I was like, hey, I did finally get her phone number and stuff, and very traditional. I asked her out, hey, you want to go on a date and stuff?
Yeah.
And
wait a minute. Did you break up with your girlfriend at that time?
I was single.
Oh, you were.
I was single at the
you
time.
were just hanging out with.
I was just hanging out with these friends that I was third wheeling with.
Okay. But that one girl that you mentioned, her name though, what's her name?
Which one?
What's her name? Alex? Alex didn't pay attention. He's enjoying his drink, guys.
So the first girl I dated was back in high school.
Oh,
but
okay.
Maybe from the last podcast is probably what I brought her up.
Okay.
Her name was actually, I'm not gonna bring up her name.
Don't bring her.
I'll bring her name.
That's okay.
But,
We're
of
just trying to
respect
respect her privacy. We don't need to bring up anybody's name.
But I broke it off with her.
Okay.
Right before I went into college.
Okay.
Because I was kind of like, this is not very serious.
So how long were you single then?
From that point, so about a year and a half, almost.
Okay.
Yeah, about a year and a half, because I didn't meet Serena until my sophomore year.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, sorry to cut you off, man. Go back to your
story.
No,
you're good. I'll go right back. Yeah. So yeah, I finally asked her out, and dude, she was very adamant about not going out with me. I invited her out to like, hey, let's go get lunch, and we sat down. She's like, oh, she was super chill. She just thought it as like a friend thing,
Right.
I was like, let's go out to lunch, and I was like, hey, would you want to go out on a date? And she's like, well, you know how girls are. Like, I'm really busy. My time is filled up with school. I got all this stuff, and I legit cut her off. I just said, wait, hold up, give me a chance, one chance. I'll take you out whatever day you want, wherever you want to do or whatever you want to go. Yeah. I told her that. I was like, you pick.
Y'all taking notes, right? Y'all taking notes. I mean, you got to go for what you want, man. You don't stop. You get it.
Exactly.
You taking notes? I hope y'all are taking notes, man. Y'all taking notes? Brian got game. I didn't know Brian got game like that. Shoot, man.
Dude, it was great because she stopped. She was like, there was no way of getting out of it at this point, And she had this look. I'm not saying every girl would have this look, but she had this look. She's like, okay, let's give it a shot. Let's give it a shot.
Nice.
So we were talking. I let her pick whatever she wanted to go, whatever she wanted to do, and our first date was us going to this Thai restaurant off of 610 in the River Oaks area, and dinner was kind of bland. Like we didn't have it was very like very kind of on the surface conversation. It wasn't very in depth or anything, but after dinner, we were walking around the plaza. It was kind of cold. And we sat down on this bench. That bench is no longer there. We checked on our 1 year anniversary of our marriage, and we looked to see if it was there. The bench wasn't there no more, but we still sat there on the ground just to talk. Yeah. Because that night, the 2 to 3 hours we were sitting on that bench, that's when we connected.
Yeah, that's nice.
We had things that were personal that we both connected on.
Yeah.
We had life goals that we were both connected on.
Yeah.
And that kind of or not driven, but kind of made our dating it started off very well because of that.
Yeah.
So
that's
how it all started. Yeah.
And so how many years have you guys been together now? I'm sorry, I keep asking.
It's
did I ever ask you that?
No, so it's 2017, it's now 2024, just past our dating anniversary. Wow. So we're just about 7 years in.
7 years. Wow. Mm-hmm. That's a long time.
Yeah.
That's a long time. So what would you say about your relationship? Like if you have to rate it from, 1 to 10.
Like what? Like how's the relationship?
Yes. Is it everything you want? I mean, are you like, is it everything that you imagine it to be?
I'm going to say as parents now, I'm going to say as a 9. Because I think we're still working things out as parents. Okay. But in terms of us being husband and wife, I put that as a 10.
Awesome.
Because
that's awesome. And what does it take to make it a 10? That's what I'm trying to get.
So what does it take to make it a 10?
This is what I see. I see you guys just based on my conversations, with you guys, right? I think you guys have a really good relationship. It seems like you guys are very open with each other about things.
Yeah.
She seems very laid back. Not a typical partner where wife, nothing against the wife. Some husbands do this too. But, sometimes, as partners, you start to have certain expectation for your husband or your wife. And, for example, like you would stop them from, enjoying certain hobby, right? You're like, oh, well, you're married now. You shouldn't be doing that, right? I know a lot of guys that went through that are going through that, right? And I know some of my female friends that they going through that as well. Oh, you're married now, you shouldn't have like girl night or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't see that with you guys. And so what I would like to know is what are you guys doing, especially you, to make it a 10?
To make it a 10.
Yeah.
So I'm going to first start off by saying it is a process. Okay. It is not something you just get because you found the perfect girl.
Okay.
Excuse me. But the reason why I say that is because there was a lot of kinks to work out at the beginning. Mm-hmm. When we were dating, the biggest issue was I wasn't very communicative towards her.
How come?
I think it's just because the way I grew up, I didn't converse very much. I wasn't very open with my family.
Yeah.
So I think it translated that into an intimate relationship where I wasn't very communicative to her either.
Yeah.
So that was something I had to break down for myself.
Did you do that? Did you break it down on your own, or did she bring it to your attention?
She brought it to my attention, but she wasn't there to facilitate the change.
Okay.
She allowed me to make the change on my own.
Right. She kind of brought it to your attention and let you decide on
how
what to do.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So, and she was very honest with me about it.
Yeah.
She never gave me an ultimatum.
Right.
She never said, if you can't figure it out, this is done. Never said that.
That's sweet.
And to me, honestly, I feel like a lot of relationships need to be like that, because when you give somebody an ultimatum, I understand sometimes there are some things that are like, okay, hold up, But
I was gonna say, man, because I think I don't like to give somebody ultimatum either.
Yeah.
But there is a cutoff point. There's a cutoff point, right?
At big time.
Because otherwise, if I if I don't let you know my limit, where the cut, my limit is where the cutoff point is. When will it end?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you do something that I disagree with, or that I think you shouldn't be doing, and if I just address it, but I don't expect you to change it,
Yeah.
nothing will change. That's my opinion. If you guys disagree, let me know. I think is our
Comment
chat
section?
active?
Chat section active?
Yeah, shout out to Qua. He's pretty active in here.
Oh, hey.
What's he saying? Hey, Qua, what's up, Qua?
What's up, baby?
What you gotta say, Qua?
Yeah.
He said what a cute story, Brian.
Hey,
Hey,
thank you.
Brian is cute himself.
Oh.
Yeah,
Hey.
you should never mention a cute story without mentioning the storyteller being cute, man. Okay, look at him. If I only if I was single.
Oh, ooh. We can change.
Hey, by the way, Holly agreed to be my Valentine today.
Oh, look at you.
That was funny. I'll tell you something. No, not funny like that. I think it's kind of cute because I've never dated anyone who would say, "You never asked me to be your Valentine." Because
Yeah.
the first time she said that to me last week, y'all know, you guys know, I've been dating her for a while, and she's like, "How come you never asked me to be? How come you haven't asked me to be your Valentine?" And I looked at her. I'm like, "Wait a minute. We've been dating for 3 years. Like, you're more than my Valentine. You know what I mean? Like, what?" And then we kind of dropped that. And then this morning, she's like, "I'm still waiting." And as,
Too.
huh?
She's watching too. She's in the chat too.
Oh, yeah, she said something?
Holly, what up, babe? My Valentine.
Well, hold
Hey,
up. I thought you were my Valentine's.
Oh, you are.
Oh.
Yeah. Hey, look, man. I'm the kind of man that deserves 2 Valentines.
Oh.
No, but I thought it's kind of cute. At first I was like, "What? That don't make any sense." But then, I realized something. It didn't make sense to me, but it was important to her.
Mm-hmm.
It was important to her, and me being with her, I need to pay attention to the things that are important to her, no matter how minor or, how big they are, right?
Yeah.
And obviously, that's what she wanted from me. And it didn't take anything for me to ask her to be my Valentine. So, and I didn't, I didn't hesitate. So I was like, okay,
Just
would
went with
you
the
like
flow,
to be my
baby.
Valentine? I guess she couldn't wait because, I'm good looking. But anyway.
I can attest. I can attest to that. 100%.
No, I think that's a good, like, I'm learning, man. Like, it doesn't matter how many relationships that I have been in. I'm learning something new. And when I say relationship, it doesn't mean just like romantic relationship, but just like relationship in general. Like our relationship, our friendship, right? My friendship with you, my friendship with Alex, the IT assistant back here in the corner. I'm not sure what he's doing. How's the alcohol? You like it? Do you finish it? Would you like some more? What do you guys think about it,
I
though?
think he's still working on it.
Why are you
Dude.
taking so long?
Wait, how much have you sipped on it?
I still have it. Dude,
Oh,
I had to
okay.
pace myself.
I'm
though,
pacing
'cause
myself.
Last
It's
time
good.
I kept on. How
This
you like
is
it?
this is good.
Yeah, I know,
It's really
right?
good.
So yes, I'm gonna pick up the bottle once again. This one, $32.99.
It's
Everybody,
really good.
In this team says that it's good. So it's
Okay.
good. I trust my team. All right, so anyway, yeah, like I learned something, man, every day,
Dude,
and I think a big part of creating the relationship that you want is you got to be willing to do the things that make your partner happy.
Yeah.
As long as it's like, within reasons, right?
Reasons, yeah.
Yeah. So it's not like she asked me to go rob a bank today, you know what I mean? But if all she wanted for me was to ask her to be my Valentine, and if that's all, man, that's easy.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
It's a lot. It's funny.
I got a Valentine today,
It's
guys.
funny that you bring that up because I think a lot of people. I'm gonna say this and I'm not going to speak for all men, but I'm going to speak for men in general. I think a lot of times we overlook what our spouse or our partner wants because we are too committed. Like it's an overcommitment thought because you go into it, you're like, okay, I got to make this fucking perfect.
Yeah.
Right? The mindset is now it's got to be perfect or nothing. But it's not just it being perfect. Sometimes it's, and I know it's so cliche to say, but it's the thought of you trying to do something.
Yeah.
You know, and that's something that when Serena and I were dating was the biggest thing that I would say was what made our relationship a 10 because we both tried.
Yeah.
We both tried to make an effort, and a lot of times sometimes it didn't work.
Yeah.
And sometimes it did work.
Right.
But
right. But if you don't try, you wouldn't know. Right?
Exactly.
And then it goes back to what I say in our last episode where I say, you know, if you want to make a good relationship with anyone, you have to let go of your ego.
Yes.
You have to try to see things from that person's perspective, right? In this particular scenario, right off the bat, I was like, I'll be honest. At first, I'm like, man, that's ridiculous. Like we've been together for 3 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What? You know, but again, you know, I had to get over what I think is right and start looking at things from her view. Until then, you know, so until you start doing that, where you try to put yourself in the other person's, you know,
shoes.
position and, you know, see things from their perspective, you won't understand why they need or why they ask, you know, for certain things from you.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. And I think I like the way you put that because for something that Serena and I had been trying to work on, especially when we were dating before we got married, the biggest thing was that communication of knowing that sometimes you need to put your pride away for a minute to have a conversation.
For sure.
Because I know, like, for us, like, to be honest, I say that our relationship is a 10. Mm-hmm. It doesn't mean we don't have arguments. It doesn't mean that we don't get in
it's
fights.
natural.
It's natural,
Dude,
right?
we disagree with ourselves.
Like this morning, and this is something Serena and I had this morning. Serena and I got in a heated argument this morning before we both had to walk out of the house.
Just so you know, it was your fault. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big time.
I don't care how cute you are. You know, it's your fault, man.
I mean, if you look at it that way.
Stop. Hey, it's too soon. I need 2 more drinks for that.
No, but you know, she walked back into the house, and this is something that, you know, we both shared this morning was she was just being a bit moody this morning because she was kind of pissed off about other stuff.
Yeah.
And we had a conversation about it. We cleared the air. Everything went back to normal. Yeah. But that's my way of putting it, is because I don't want people to see it as a perfect relationship. I don't have the perfect son. I don't have the perfect family. Nothing is perfect. You had to work to make it perfect, but it never is always perfect.
Let me tell you something. If you think that you're perfect, if you think that what you have is perfect, guess what happened?
Like, nothing is perfect, dude.
You would not be willing to work on anything to improve because you already think that everything is good. Why do I need to do anything else?
Yeah.
So yeah, nothing is ever perfect, man. Yeah. You have to approach it like that. If you want a good relationship, if you want a good career, right? Mm-hmm. If you want to be that person you want to be, you can't just settle. You know what I'm saying? Like, be like, oh, I'm perfect. I'm good enough.
Yep.
Because that is like a very, very bad way to
look at things, honestly.
Shit up, basically. Yeah.
So, you know, dude, 100%. Because to me, especially like when we were dating, the biggest thing for me was.
Can I pick up the call? He say no.
Who's that?
My son.
Oh, tell him to get on the show. Yeah. Tell him to communicate on the show. Yeah, he gotta be here first.
Let me call him back. real quick. Look, man, he's traveling. He's on the road. Give me 1 second.
No, you're good.
Yeah, I put him on
speaker. Yeah, be like, hey,
he can be
watch
so
the show.
Rude. He's so rude to me. Hey, how's it going?
Hey, you didn't send me your itinerary yet.
I know. I told you I will. I'm on a podcast right now, man.
I know.
He's live.
See, look, he say.
I forgot. I'm driving.
Wow. See, my son, he forgot about me. This is terrible, guys.
I'll drink to that he forgot.
This is true.
Yeah. This is. You know what? Sometimes I wonder if you love me.
No.
Y'all see this? just to think about all the times I gave up the milk so he can have the cereal with milk, man. I should have given him dry cereal.
Did you ever walk out the door and say,
know?
"I gotta go get milk"?
Bring up a lot of dirt about you too.
Hey, you need to hang up. You need to hang up right now. Okay?
I'm good.
This is
All right.
enough of you. I'll send you the itinerary tomorrow, though. Or later when I'm done.
Bye.
I love you. He hung up before he tells me he loved me. He doesn't love me, guys.
Oh.
Makes me sad.
Sad.
Time to
Sad.
drink some more.
drink the sadness. That's how you start. That's how you start alcohol.
No, he's a good kid, man. He's a good kid. I told him many times, like, I feel really blessed to not have a child that was as rebellious as me. You know, he didn't give me a lot of grief growing up. You know what I mean? I mean, he went through a period where, you know, he stopped listening, you know, a little bit, and then he got to, you know, to be my size, and then he started to look at me like, you know, hey, you know, I don't have to, you know, do everything, you know, you
Like
told me to
your
do,
way,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? But no, he's a good kid. I'm pretty blessed to have him. So,
Dude, I'm blessed too.
Yeah.
I honestly, I think everything is a blessing. Like everything that's got, I think, into all of our lives. I feel like the fact that we've all met each other, we're friends, and we've, you know, started this
Yeah.
podcast. That's one thing. Is like,
yeah.
it's like, for example, and I want to go back, you know, go into our conversation.
Yes,
too,
please do.
And how, like,
Yeah.
going on the blessing idea is that, you know, I think the hardest thing that made it for me to make it a 10 for the relationship, for our marriage, it was, I wasn't happy with the fact that she was working so hard and I was still in school. And that was the biggest part, I think, for me. And I saw my family value, and I see family, and again, everyone treats and how their family works and their dynamic works
Right.
differently.
Right.
For me,
You set your own standards.
exactly.
Yep.
Correct.
Yep.
So for me, I see that the man is the person who is the one working, who comes home, brings home the money, brings home the financial end of the family. And I see the woman in the relationship, I see them as the person to tend to the house, take care of kids. When the husband's out at work, you know, those, I see like very traditional values.
Let me tell you what I see.
Go ahead.
If she wants me to stay home and be a house husband, I'll cook, I'll clean. You come home and you got me in nice
Ooh.
suit, soft clothes, you know.
I'll put you in an apron. I'll put you in one of those aprons, bro. With the booty shorts.
As long as it makes her happy to have me as her house husband, I'm all for it, man.
Ooh, look at
All
you.
for it. There's nothing
Yeah,
wrong
that-
with that.
You
No,
see, I
it's
see.
good.
No, I see. The thing is, I don't see anything wrong with that either.
Yeah.
But for me, that's what prevented me during our first year of marriage. That's what prevented me from being happy.
Yes.
with
I
that.
get that. I totally get that, Brian. I totally get that. I think,
and to be honest, like I didn't think it affected me that much until after I started working, and then now Serena gets to stay home
Yeah.
almost all the time, and
Yes.
she's very happy with it.
You know, that's an important point, though, because, like, okay, so, because sometimes our own unhappiness, our own insecurity are the very reasons for us to project certain issues
Yeah.
onto other people, directly or indirectly. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get stressed out. It's not like you're not happy with her or, you know, the relationship, but you come home and you look stressed, and that can have an effect on her. You know, I didn't learn about this until later, and like you say, sometimes, you know, when you're in it, you know, when you're caught in the moment, you don't have time to really sit down and, you know, make assessment of what's going on with yourself and the environment that you're in. You don't realize what's going on. In one of my relationship, I'm not gonna say which one, but at some point, she was like, "I'm not happy with you anymore. You don't pay attention to me," you know. And in my head, I'm like, man, damn, like I'm working and I'm back in school. I'm focusing on making things better for us. So excuse me, So I felt entitled to not have to give her the attention
Right.
that she needed, right? And I felt totally justified by my reason. You know what I'm saying? But then I didn't realize that, hey, you know what? I could have talked to her about it. I could have talked to her about my stress. I could have, let her know what I was, going through, instead of shutting her out. Because in a sense, I was shutting her out.
Yeah.
That was a big lesson that I learned from that relationship, man.
Yeah, and dude, completely agree with you on that, because I feel like when Serena and I were dating, we almost broke up at one point because I was not very good at just being open to her about it.
Yeah.
About anything. My career was affecting me. I was having some PTSD moments from it, and I didn't know how to share it with her, and I didn't feel like she needed to hear it. I didn't feel like she needed to hear my tone.
Insecurity.
Yes.
Believe it or not, I mean, that's a word that is not easy to admit to, right? Because that word described your weakness, your fear.
Dude, it's
saying?
scary. It's
Our own
scary to think about
insecurity
it.
a lot of time gets the best of us, and it prevents us from doing the things that we want to do or that we should be doing.
Yes. Yeah.
It
slows you down because you're now afraid to put your hands on it.
Yes.
Or to even try
or
to.
You can come off as weak. You can come off as whatever you. Most often it's just like your insecurity brings that the fear that people are gonna look at you in a negative light.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah.
That's the hardest part. It's once you break away from that and you become honest about who you are, what you are, and the things that you've gone through and whatever life has done to you, I guess you could say. That moment for me was life-changing, because at that point I knew that I could at least continue to try. And I say that because even to this day I still work on it.
Yeah.
Every day is a working matter for me dude, like
what do they say? There's that saying that say change is the only constant in life, right?
Yes.
So, because if we, like I say, if we stay the same, it's not good.
Exactly.
Because this time last year, you didn't have a child.
Yeah.
This time last year, your career was at a different point. So if you are not willing to, accept the change,
then it's not
whether it's expected or unexpected
on your end. Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna fail.
Exactly. And I'm big proponent of that, because if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be able to sit here and tell you that I'm happy with my marriage.
Yeah.
Because right now I am happy. I am happy with my marriage. I'm happy that my family is where they are. But to me, it's like you have to constantly work on it. It's never a plateau. You're never like, and then you got to take a dip, and then you got to come back up on a high, right? It's not like that. It's a constant mountain that you're working up on.
Yeah,
and
I'm a firm believer in that too.
Yeah.
My girlfriend right now, I explained it to her, like, I'm with you. I have a responsibility to keep things as if they're new. Because naturally we lose interest if we see the same thing over time, right? Not saying that we're gonna lose interest over the same person, but you gotta keep working on it. You can't fall off. Like I want to treat her as if we're still dating. I want to treat her as if I just met her.
Yes.
Because I don't want her to feel like, hey, now that you got me, you're neglecting my needs, and vice versa. I expect the same thing out of her. Like I take pride in how I look in front of her. I take pride in how I smell, just the same way as I did when I first met her, because I wanted to impress her. I still want to impress her now. And I expect her to do the same thing for me, because that's what gets me excited. And you know what? We deserve that from each other.
Oh, I absolutely 100%. 100%.
I see a lot of guys that get married and come home and like they don't shower no more, they don't take care of themselves no more, and then they expect a woman to, stay attracted to them. I'm like, yo, like that's That's not how it works.
No, it's not.
You
It's
know?
not. You gotta. There's something about maintaining who you were when you were
Yeah,
dating.
yeah.
It's just as important as maintaining the person you are now. And
Right.
I wanna follow up on that because there's someone that's in our motorcycle club that that we ride in. And I had a deep conversation with him a while ago when we were driving to Leakey at the time.
Uh-huh.
And that thing that really caught my attention was
You dropping all the hints. We should be able to know who it is.
it's
Whoever you are.
you the
You got
best. You the best. You the best. But the way they brought it up to me was when you're a man, you're a man. When you become an adult, you're an adult, right? You're an
Yeah.
adult man. But you never forget how to be a man or a boy.
Yeah.
Okay? Those are a part of you.
Well,
Now,
you,
when
you,
you grow-
you have a choice. You can
Right.
choose to forget, or you can choose not to forget. Right?
Exactly.
You can choose to, let things, what was the term? Let things go, or you can choose to make things better.
Right.
Right?
And that's
you
what
can
he
choose
was
to
getting at,
age
dude.
like fine wine.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
And that's what he was getting at. And he was telling me like the important thing about how he looked at relationships, especially intimate relationships. He
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
says, when you're boyfriend girlfriend, that doesn't go away when you
Yeah.
become engaged and you're fiancés, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't go away. Your boyfriend girlfriend state of dating, that never goes away.
Yeah.
When you get married,
Uh-huh.
those 3 steps prior, the being a fiance, being and then being a boyfriend girlfriend, those never go away either.
Yeah.
And then when you become parents,
Uh-huh.
that doesn't go away. Just because you become parents doesn't mean you can't be married. It doesn't mean you can't be a boyfriend and
Or
girlfriend to
you
one another and
can't
dating.
have fun anymore, or you can't be that
Yes.
exciting dude, or you can't be that athletic dude because you got your kids that you can, play with. You got.
Dude, there is so many things that I learn from that because it's true.
Okay.
You don't lose anything.
Yeah.
People who chose to forget about it are the ones that are too lazy to make an effort to go out and
Yeah.
hey, let's go out on a date night.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's go out and hey, you want to
Yeah.
go watch a movie together?
Yeah.
Do you want to go play a sport together? Do you want to try a hobby to get something
Look,
new?
man,
Like
I get sexier, each day for her, for you, whoever, you know. No,
But
but I
those are
think
so
it's
important, man.
important. I think it's important.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I absolutely
So is
love
that,
that.
so that person right there? That person right there, is that one of the people? How long have you known this person?
Ever since I got into boba.
Okay, so
So-
is someone your age or older than you?
They're a bit older than me.
Okay,
yeah.
more experience in the relationship area.
I don't know. I would say I would say I wouldn't know what their experience in the relationship
Because
life
it
is
seems like they gave you pretty good advice.
honestly, I mean, for what it's worth, I'll take it for what it's worth. But like again, when we were talking about it at the time, it wasn't very much so like I think we were just having a casual conversation.
Yeah.
And it just came around that
Mm-hmm.
way. So, I don't know what his experience, I guess you could say.
Is he in a relationship?
He
Is
is-
he
he is-
married?
He is currently in a relationship and they're currently engaged.
Okay.
They're
Yeah.
him
Okay.
and his significant other, I guess you could say. So
Yeah.
yeah.
No, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
So who do you have as role models when it comes to like the standards for being the husband that you aspire to be?
It's funny because I don't have a role model. If anything, well, actually, I take that back.
And it's
For-
okay if you don't.
I no, it's really more of the way of putting it is kind of doing the opposite of what my dad did.
Okay.
So I guess you could say my dad was the role model, but
I would disagree.
however you would put it,
You are your own role model.
I guess you could.
You're kind of like the pioneer in your own path.
Yeah,
Since
like
you don't have anyone.
I took the negatives
yeah
from
yeah,
what my family
That's
and my
right.
dad had,
That's right.
and I
No, I-
essentially
yeah.
flipped it around
Yeah,
for myself.
yeah. No disrespect to your dad by any means. I
Yeah.
don't know him, but it's okay to not have a role model because you could be. You don't have to look up to anybody.
Yeah.
Because if there's nobody for you to look up to, and as long as your standards are good or better than good, hey,
Exactly. Yeah.
You know?
Like every minute and every day that goes by, I try to focus on making. I try to focus on changing the things that I would be first off as a parent or as a father
Yeah.
or as a husband, right? So
That's good.
like I think of it that way. So I guess
Yeah.
you're right because I really don't have
Yeah.
anyone to look up
And
to.
it's totally
just-
okay.
Yeah.
It's totally okay. You know, I like I say, you know, in the previous session, I didn't have anybody to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
Not on a friendly level. When I say that, I meant like, you know, like an older, you know, person.
Yeah.
You know, that I can say, hey, you know, I'm mad at my girlfriend. What can I do? You know, or I want to be, you know, I want to become this person. You know, what can I do? Right. So, for a long time, I had to figure out things on my own.
Mm-hmm.
So I set my own standards, and I just look at what people are doing. I pick up on certain things, and I kind of set standards for myself. Now, I'm not saying that I didn't learn anything from other people. I'm just saying that there's not one specific person that give me like the example of what it's like to be a good husband.
Yes.
But I did
Yeah.
pick up like, hey, I had friends that were good, and they seemed like, you know, good people. So I pick up on, you know, what it's like to be nice, what it's like to, you know, talk sweet to somebody or say something, you know, kind that makes somebody feel good, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, like I said, I learned something from my mom. I learned something from my dad. Again, my dad and I would disagree on a lot of things, but the one thing that I learned from my dad was, you know, he took care of his family.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I wanted to do. You know, I felt that it was important, but a big part of me felt like I just needed to do things a little different than he did,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of which, man, I think so. There's something that I've been thinking about, and I think it's just a little late tonight. I think I'll do it next time. I never told my dad how much I appreciate the things that he's done as a father. I think he needs to hear that.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, man.
I never got that opportunity either, Tim.
Yeah.
I mean,
would you do? I mean,
if
and
I-
so
if I
if
were
you
to go
have
back-
that opportunity with your dad now, if your dad is sitting here with you, what would you say to your dad?
I think I would have said thank you. Honestly, I'd like as simplest way. I would just be
Yeah.
like thank you because he's not here anymore. But
Yeah.
for what it's worth, that those couple months I had with him was more than enough to reconnect. But I never thanked him for at least being there, just to say because I feel
Yeah.
like without that experience,
Yeah.
it wouldn't have made me the man that I am today.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yes.
you know. So
yes. AV lesson is a good lesson no matter how bad. I mean, and the lesson, well, I guess it's just, I never look at any quote unquote bad things, you know, that I have ever experienced as bad.
Yeah.
Because to me, those are learning opportunities for me,
yes,
you know?
Yeah.
So, like I said, I disagree with many of the things that my dad did. I was never mad at my dad. I just knew that, hey, he's different than me, and I'm different. You know what I mean? So I want to like carve my own path. I wanted to do my own things, and if he doesn't understand, I'm okay with that.
Right.
You know,
Right.
I'm not mad at my dad for anything, really.
Yeah.
And again, because I guess, like, in a way, I do make excuse for him as well, because it's like, well, you know what? Maybe he raised me that way because he didn't know any better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe he didn't talk to me because nobody taught him how to talk to me.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And so, I'm not mad at him, man. I think I like that. I think maybe the next episode I'll call my dad.
That'd be a good.
I want you guys.
person
I
to-
want you guys to be a part of that too.
Oh, that'd be.
Because
Oh,
I mean, I think that's the
that'd be
purpose
nice.
of this whole podcast, right? Again, man, you know, we come together, we hang out, we have a drink, we share things, and you know, we grow. You're never too old to grow.
everybody's full of secrets. Let's just put that out right now.
I don't have any. What
well,
you mean?
I'm
That's
hearing- I'm
that's a
hearing
big
some-
assumption. I have no secret. You know what I'm saying? Like, what kind of man? I have no secrets. What are you doing now? You got Holly. She's gonna text me. She'll be like, "What kind of secrets you have?" You know what I mean? Like,
No,
I
I'll
don't
just
know. I have
try.
no
I'll
secrets.
just try to
Hey,
get her,
what you see,
get
what
her
you
to
get.
antagonize you right now. You know. Oh man. Nah, I think the reason why I say that is because honestly, when you look at the bottom line of certain people, because it's always like you see the experience and you hear the experience, and then
Yeah.
you're like, man, I wonder if anyone else has gone through something similar.
Yeah.
And then you're like, wait a minute, there's us.
Yeah.
You know, there's us sharing that. Like, to me, it's like, wow, holy crap! I wouldn't have known that somebody else would have had something similar if they just sat down and talked about it.
And you know what's
like-
cool though? We're so distant in age. Brian is like my son as well. Man, I'm old.
Still
Jeez.
good looking.
I need to stop saying that. You know what? Brian is like my uncle.
Yeah, it's him is old in chat.
Whoever say that, rude. Don't be rude to me. You love me.
Grumpy.
Hey, how much time do we have? I mean, that conversation. Huh? 4
Oh,
minutes, man. That's such a good conversation, man.
Dude.
Like, man, I and this is why I have you. This is why we're here. Because I'm older than you. It's a fact. But you know what? I respect you. And I appreciate, seeing the good things that you do, as a person, as a man, as a husband, and as a father.
Thank you.
man.
Thank you, Tim. I appreciate that.
Yeah. I think sometimes we get carried away, but like in terms of go riding and whatever. But I think for the most part, we're trying to do our best
Yeah.
to give the people we love our best.
It's
And
hard.
sometimes our best might not be best to you.
It's-
but shoot, man, we try.
We try.
You know what I mean?
It's
And
hard.
just like
bro.
you, we
It's
have
hard.
we have days where we going through something. This is for the ladies. Sometimes we go through shit too. So if we give you an attitude for no reason, or we say, hey, we need to go ride today? That's just our way of letting off some steam. So let us have that moment, please.
It's that man period. You know what
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
bro? That's
Yeah.
it's a lot shorter though, but you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you gotta get rid of it for a
Yeah,
minute.
well, and it's important too. You know what I mean? Like to be, hanging around with the guys, doing guy things.
Yeah.
It's when we can connect. It's when we can, build relationship, build friendship. Get involved in things that we wouldn't get involved in.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
If we just stay home. I'm not saying that we don't love staying home with our wives or our girlfriend or our kids, but being with the guys is just as important.
It is. I believe in that.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. So, anyway, I gotta make sure I give a review. I did, right?
Make sure the mic's closed.
Dang. Okay, I'm sorry. This is a bad habit. If you guys didn't hear me, I have my mic out here like this. Okay. But anyway, this is a good one. It's pretty smooth,
Oh, dude, it's good. I like it.
right? The initial taste was a little strong, but it's pretty smooth.
Smooth.
Oh,
For the price.
you say for the price is smooth.
For the price, honestly, for
so
the
if
price.
you were to pay $50 for this, you would say that it's not as
Have to be
smooth.
better for 50. Have to be better for 50.
It's pretty good though for 35.
Oh yeah.
Dude, no, for 35.
Yeah.
Dude, there's a lot of tequila that don't taste this good.
No. The
35,
flavor is
bro.
nice. This is the añejo version. It's pretty good. I mean, you can go cheaper. I think they do carry the clear.
The mixing one.
Where's the clear one? What did
forget
they call
what
the
it's
clear
called.
one? Blanco.
Blanco.
And then the reposado. But this is añejo.
It's very smoky.
Very good. Yes.
Very
and
smoky taste.
It's
really,
not
really-
too strong though. It's just a light, burnt agave flavor.
Yeah, it's good.
So anyway, Brian, thanks again.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Alex. I enjoy our conversation, man. Like after our first episode, I was looking forward to
Dude,
talking to
Same.
you guys again, and I just love, it's not just talking. Like, you guys know, I like having you guys over, and I enjoy my time with you guys. What's that guy doing? Mr. Assistant,
Mr.
What are you
Assistant.
doing?
Yeah, he's the.
you on the stream? Are you chatting? Can you send us a comment or something? Say hello. Oh, hey, thank you.
Don't forget to
Can I
check
get
out.
you another drink?
Hey,
You
don't.
you always gotta have a drink with me. Hey, we have established this standard since the first episode, right?
Yeah.
We cannot conclude the episode without him sitting down and have a
having a
drink,
drink.
one drink with us.
Yeah, come on over here.
Bring it.
Hey, just
Bring
also,
it.
also since we're all sitting here, in addition to this channel, I just want to give a good shout out to Peter's channel and to Alex's channel too.
Yes.
If you ever get a chance to, after you watch our podcast or something, and want
We
to
gotta
see
talk
some,
about that next. How about next episode?
Hell yeah, some
Let's
writing
talk
stuff,
this.
bro.
These two guys, they're so talented. And Peter and Alex, you guys are good kids. You guys are good kids. Because when I was at your age, yeah.
Questionable stuff
Anyway,
happened.
you guys are good kids, man. I think you guys are awesome. Yeah. So, very very good with working on bikes too. Motorcycle. So we'll put the links for their
The links for their channels, yeah. But let's pour out one for them. Let's drink out.
Yeah.
Drink out for
Come on,
them.
man.
Yeah.
Come over here,
Get
Peter.
over here.
You got two. Which one you want?
Pull Alex.
Just a little bit today, Alex. Say. Are we still on?
Yeah, still live.
Oh shoot.
You're closing out the show right.
Hey,
I still got a little bit.
I still have so many questions for you.
Yeah, we got plenty of
You know,
episodes.
What I would like to know is, you're married. I'm not married. But lately, every time I log into my Facebook account, all I see is commercials and ads for Viagra and the likes. I'm like, is that what you get too? I mean, as a married person,
No.
or is it like an age thing? I mean, is it trying
maybe
to say something to
maybe
me? I mean,
maybe
I
it's
think
a maybe it's an
pretty good.
age thing. Let me just say this,
I mean,
just
it'll
for my own sake.
Yeah,
Just for my own sake.
yeah.
I don't take any of those pills.
Have you done it?
No.
Would you? Just
If-
for fun?
Oof. We'll see. We'll see.
Oh, now you're thinking.
Let's see. I will say. I will put it this
Hey,
way.
Put it
Listen,
this way,
Listen,
Brian.
Hold on.
Put it this way. Imagine you going to work out on a regular basis and you can only do 10 reps, one set. Now you can do 10 reps with 5 sets.
Hey,
Non-stop.
Serena is happy with the reps and sets that I do. I think I'm grateful where I'm at. Not saying it could be improved.
Hey,
Hey, look.
maybe she's just waiting for you to bring it up, because that's your job to bring it up.
So this is, by the way, this is the words from Tim, right? I didn't say any of
What?
that, so
What?
Tim is gonna slip one in
I'm
here.
just speculating. I'm just asking questions. That's all I'm doing.
Tim
I'm
just
here.
wants to see it. That's
Hey.
all, bro. I know you, dude. He's over here talking about Viagra popping up on his
I
damn
don't know if I should
Facebook.
feel flattered or if I should feel insulted that I see so many ads, for Hims, Viagra on a daily basis. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, hey, I'm
Targeted advertising.
huh?
Have you brought this up to Holly?
Man,
Have you
huh?
brought this up to Holly?
I think she's pretty happy.
Is she happy? Do we know?
She stopped chatting, huh?
She's not. Oh,
yeah.
silence.
Hey. She's my Valentine now, so whatever I got is what she gets.
Hey, that's
Hey,
right.
y'all have a good night. Thank you. See you guys next time. Bye.
Cheers, guys. Bottoms up.
It was good. How was it? Is it still on?
Are we still live?